Okay, so here we are with another starter deck upgrade, and today we're taking a look at Flying Valor. And basically what I'm seeing here is, this is like your basic Azorius Soldiers deck. And it looks like it does have a certain lean towards the flying creatures, because you have the Ambush Paratrooper here. You have Zephyr Sentinel, Harbin, Vanguarded Aviator, Sky Strike Officer is here as well. Let's see. What we got here? Any other flyers? I think that's about. Oh, we got Aeronaut Cavalry as well. Yeah. So yeah, it's a basic make soldiers go wide, make soldiers big, and smash face. So it's a pretty basic concept. It's been pretty popular in Standard, not recently, but in Standard of like months past, it's been a recent contender. So let's take a look at how we can modify this deck and make it a little bit better. Okay, so here we are. This is how we're updating this deck. So we're starting in the 1-drops with 3 copies of Yoshin Frontliner and 4 copies of Recruitment Officer. That's going to get our 1-drops out of the way. Also in the 1-drop slot is Elspeth's Smite. It is a pretty decent removal spell that is very cheap to cast. So since we're trying to play an aggressive on-curve build, I want our removal to be very cheap. So Elspeth's Smite, costing only 1 white mana, fits the bill. Next up, in the 2-drop slot, we have 2 Cathar Commandos to take care of any pesky artifacts or enchantments, or also to act as a surprise blocker. We have 4 copies of Copper Coat Vanguard. This is a very important card in this build, just because it gives all humans +1/+0 and Ward 1. So it's a very good pump spell. We have 4 copies of Ossification, because you need removal in pretty much every deck. Then you have 2 copies of Resolute Reinforcements, 2 copies of Valiant Veteran, 2 Protect Negotiators, so in case your opponent tries to pop off with like a board wipe or something, you have some protection. Then you have 2 copies of Zephyr Sentinel, 2 Harbin Vanguard Aviator. There you go. Another key part of this deck as well, because it says whenever you attack with 5 or more soldiers, creatures you control get +1/+1 and flying until end of turn. So very important for this, because this will allow you to just send all of your team over to kill your opponent. Then we have 2 copies of Siege Veteran, very strong card. Doesn't see as much play in a whole lot of soldiers lists anymore, but I thought it was pretty decent for this list. As it says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. And whenever another non-token soldier you control dies, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So you can put the counter on anything, but it will only give you a soldier token if a soldier dies. Next up is the Sky Strike Officer, another really great card. For 3 mana, you get a 2/3 flyer. Whenever Sky Strike Officer attacks, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. And then tap 3 untapped soldiers you control, draw a card. Hey, relax, it's okay. Doggies. And then lastly, we have Myrel, the Shield of Argi. Very interesting card. There's a little bit of disruption and a little bit of swarm as well. So you got a 3/4 for 3 colors and a white. It says during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. Then we have whenever Myrel, Shield of Argive attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. So basically doubles the amount of soldiers you have available whenever she attacks. So very, very strong card. And also the disruption ability and the front half of her text box is really strong as well. And land-wise, it's the same. I did not touch the land base at all. Fortified Beachhead is in here as well. It has a pump ability on the land itself, so that's pretty cool. So that's it right there. It's a very straightforward soldiers list, so let's take it out there and see how well it does. Okay, so we've got a lot of land, and I'm not so sure I like it. It's a little bit too much land. I mean, you got stuff to cast. You know what, screw it. Let's see if it works. Alright. let's go ahead and play the plains first and play a Yoshin frontliner. I'm playing islands, so let's go ahead and play the idyllic beachfront. Play Yoshin frontliner, because that copper coat is not going to buff the Yoshins. Okay, we're playing against another Dimir list, probably a fairies list, I would assume. Oh, it's a millstone list. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, let's go here. We'll go Sky Strike. Attack. For 4. Pink, pink. So we're looking at double black and a blue. Cruel Somnophage. Yep, it is fairies. Yep, Talien's Messenger. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go Coppercoat Vanguard. Go next. Attack. For 3. We're just going to attack with that because I want the ability to draw cards. Okay. So we will... Do we want to play the other one? We don't have anything else going on. Yeah, let's play it. End turn. I don't imagine they'd be playing any board wipes. They could have like an infest style board wipe. That would actually be really good for them. I can go for the throw. Okay. Resolve. Pays the ward. Goes bye-bye. Ego drain. You got it, man. No problem. Pass. He's got nothing else going on. He's probably not going to attack with his Talien's Messenger. That'll leave him wide open. Alright, end of turn. We'll activate. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, get an Elspeth Smite. Very nice. Alright, let's go here. Here. We're going to ossify his creature. Then we will bring the Yoshin frontliner in. And we're going to attack. Alright, bring him in. Exacxies. Nice. You love to see it. Okay, so this is a pretty rough hand, because it has 2 lands that come into play tapped, but it gives me access to both my mana. So let's see if this can work. Land for turn. Comes to play tapped, unfortunately. Okay. Now, go again. So now we can play Recruitment Officer and Yoshin Frontliner. Okay, they're playing Orzhov. Doomed Dissenter. Okay, when that dies, they make a zombie token. Cool. Alright, let's go with the Idyllic Beachfront. We'll play a Coppercoat. Full attack. Make that a little bit bigger. Okay, they block that. Take 4. Sir Zomboy. Favorite Trespasser. Good choice. Alright, let's see here. Let's go with... Let's attack first. See what they do. Oh, they don't block. Okay. It's fine. Well, in that case... and they take 2. We'll play the Idyllic. Looks like they're heavy in the black. Tenacious Underdog. Okay. Alright, they're just gonna come with everything. It's fine. Resolve that. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Make sure it doesn't come back. No blocks. Alright, let's see here. Let's go with the Copper Coat and Harbin. Oh, the Underdog again. I think you might be throwing the match, friend. No blocks. I have no reason to block that. Yep. Yeah, he was throwing. Maybe he was trying to bluff me into blocking. Okay, so we got 3 lands. Plains, a Tranquil Cove. Copper Cove Vanguard, Harbin, Ossification. Okay, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. And turn 1 we'll play the Tranquil Cove because we don't have a turn 1 play. So we're not really missing out by having that land come into play tapped. Alright, so we got... oh, here's another Toxic deck. There's so many of these lately. It's so funny. Let's play Harbin. Get a blocker out there. Block it. See if they're bluffing. They're not bluffing. Okay. Let's see. Let's go Skystrike Officer. Got another flyer. What you gonna do? Anytime now. I mean, you could have another, like, bite spell. Oh, looks like he doesn't. He would have attacked if he did. Okay. Let's go ahead and ossify that guy on out. Cool. Alright, then in that case, let's play a Valiant Veteran. Attack for more. That turned out pretty well for me. Vengeful Strangler, huh? Nasty. Eaten alive. Okay. Let's go and play Copper Cove Vanguard and Yoshin Frontliner. And we swing. And turn. We'll hold out the Resolute Reinforcements. Sacrifice a non-land permanent. Yeah, sacrifice the Ossification. Easy. Bloat Boy. Alright, that comes in. Necrogen Communion. Interesting. Pass again. Alright. Let's play that. Swing. Let's see. That a 4/4. No? Change your mind? Alright, go to 1. Sacrifice a permanent. Okay. Sacrifice a soldier. Wow. Piling it up on that guy. Yep. Go all the way up to 7 counters. That's so funny. Oh no, I'm drowning. We're at 8. Yep. Didn't really have many other options. It happens though. Okay, so we're back with the post-game wrap, and what we got to say about this is easily the most effective out of all the decks we took a look at this week. Soldiers is still absolutely a good choice if you want to get in there and get dirty and aggressive. I would definitely, before you choose to make this deck yourself, fix the mana base. Get rid of these Tranquil Coves. Idyllic Beachfront needs to go, but Fortified Beachhead can definitely stay. Maybe even increase the numbers on that. But these lands not coming into play untapped really messes up your curve, and you do not want to see these in your opening hand. I was really agitated seeing these in my opening hand so many times when trying to play an aggressive style deck. And that was kind of the theme for most of the decks this entire week. Because we took all these starter decks, cut out so much of like the really high cost stuff, and just made them into like really nice, lean, fast decks. And so many bad hands could have been fixed by just running the better versions of these lands. So if you have the means, definitely upgrade these cards. Like, that's be the first thing I do. So like, for example, here, let's just go ahead and let's look at the lands, and we'll see which ones we want. So it's white and blue, all format legal. So what you definitely want to focus on first, if you don't want to just jam basics, which is totally possible, Adakar Waste comes into play untapped, does a little bit of damage to you when you tap it for colored mana. Totally fine in an aggressive deck. You don't really care about your life total anyways. Then we have Deserted Beach. This comes into play tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. So you just play this as your 3rd land of the game, and you're fine. It's like, it's good. It's a great card. Fortified Beachhead is great. It comes into play untapped if you reveal a soldier from your hand. That's totally fine, because typically, if you play this and you reveal a soldier from your hand, it's likely going to be the soldier you play that turn. So you're not really giving your opponent any advanced information that way. Seagram Coast is another great example. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or few other lands. So it's kind of the opposite of Deserted Beach. It's a faster, untapped land. But it's a little bit of a pain if you draw this late game and you need the mana now. So that would be a little irritating. So I'd say like maybe like run 2 of these and then like 3 of these and like a full 4 of Adakar Waste. Like, that's how I would probably build a 2-colored deck like this. So first things first, fix the mana base before you spend rares on anything else. It'll vastly improve your game. Aside from that, the removal is good. Elspeth's Smite and Ossification takes care of pretty much any early game threat that you have to worry about. The Ocean Frontliners worked really great with the other creatures. Sorry. They work really great with other creatures. Pumping the team is fantastic. Cathar Commando is great for popping opponents' ossifications. Coppercoat Vanguard, absolute role player in this deck. You need a full 4 of that in this deck. Resolute Reinforcements, Valiant Veterans, like all the all the basics of like what you expect to see in a soldier deck is here. The Harbins are great for closing out your game. Siege Veteran is good for like the mid game. Sky Strike Officer, get this out as soon as possible. Start pumping out additional soldiers. So I guess it's a good deck. That's all I gotta say. Is it's a good deck. Fix the mana base, it'll be even better. You'll be golden. So let's I'll put the link to this deck in the description box down below, so you can take it out for a spin if you want to. It's a very good, very aggressive deck, so I think you'll have fun with it. So until next time, take care of yourselves.